So what we have seen again is whales wake up and start making some pretty significant moves. And like I talked about earlier today, it was that SHIB was making some moves separate from the market. This would be an exact reason why. Whales are starting to show signs of quote unquote institutional grade confidence. And I want to talk about that with you guys, as well as just a couple other things I didn't get a chance to mention earlier. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button. That bell is free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So I will say SHIB right now hasn't really done much in terms of price, because I just finished filming my other video, but there was really important information that I wanted to bring to you guys. And what I will say is that SHIB has done a great job of just continuing to gain strength on a fundamental level. I know we talk about fundamentals a lot, and I think that that's a very important thing, especially as we're approaching some exciting times in the market. Over the last 2 weeks, we've seen almost 4,000 new Shiba Inu holders. So yes, even as times have been kind of blah, and if we look over the last 2 weeks, price has been kind of blah, we're still gaining on a fundamental level. And that's exactly what we want to see. And what we're seeing right now is actually some really good price defense here. I actually just noticed something as well. We're almost building, this isn't a good technical inverse head and shoulders, but because we did in fact breach this neckline here, but maybe that's what we're trying to do. Sorry, just notice that, just random thought just popping in there. Actually, we have a bigger inverse head and shoulders kind of building here too. So just some things to watch there, guys. Now, what I really wanted to talk about in this video was actually whales waking up and doing some pretty impressive things. And recent on-chain data reveals a surge in whale activity, with major investors consolidating SHIB in cold storage. A notable example is a Coinbase investor who purchased 191 billion SHIB for 2.43 million in 4 transactions, signaling long-term accumulation. Separately, a whale withdrew 204.3 billion SHIB from Coinbase in 3 days, with 14 transactions, averaging 15.31 billion tokens each, underscoring growing confidence in SHIB's utility and price resilience. These moves are not isolated. A 4.66 trillion SHIB accumulation during a price decline further absorbed selling pressure, stabilizing tokens' value. Such activity reflects a shift in speculative trading to strategic capital preservation. Institutional investors recognize SHIB's deflationary potential and ecosystem growth, are increasingly favoring cold storage. For instance, 3 trillion SHIB were moved from Coinbase Prime to self-custody wallets in August of 2025. So that's a pretty big deal. While 96% of Coinbase's SHIB's holders retain their tokens, avoiding active trading. This trend aligns with broader macroeconomic dynamics, as SHIB's tokenomics attract investors seeking alternatives amid Bitcoin's halving event. So why this is such a big deal? 96% of Coinbase's SHIB holders retain their tokens. So right now, the reason why, like I've talked about, the reason why we're seeing such low volume for Shiba Inu is because people frankly aren't willing to move their assets, right? I've said this many times, guys, my SHIB that I've accumulated, I have done nothing with. I have sat on it, right? I accumulated obviously in the lows of the bear market cycle. I've done some DCAing as we've gotten some of these discounted prices, and I'm just sitting on my hands. I'm just waiting. And you can eventually get to a point where so many people are unwilling to dump their bags that price can only move one direction. There is very little liquidity to the upside. It's like we've talked about SHIB as far as assets on exchanges. It is in the same percentage realm of available SHIB in the market as BTC and Ethereum. It's a pretty darn big deal what SHIB is doing on a fundamental level. The big thing, like I've said, we just need is some retail. We need some excitement in the market, right? SHIB tends to be booming when retail is excited. Retail's not excited right now. They're kind of blah. Now, I will say it, like I've talked about in some other videos, they're watching, they're waiting, they're trying to decide when they are going to re-enter the market, and that's when SHIB tends to perform its best. But I definitely wanted to share that with you guys. I find this stuff very interesting. I hope you guys do as well. We're seeing some great signs around the market. BTC dominance just continuing to drop. BTC trying to create a bit of a bounce right now, and hopefully we can get that. Hopefully we can get some institutional push as we get into next week. We finished kind of on a rough note with both BTC and Ethereum sold on the institutional side, but big green weeks overall. But we'll have to watch and wait and see what happens. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.